Up, everybody? Jimmy Smith here. I have some great news. I have partnered up with FightPicks.com. So, in addition to my normal breakdowns, I'll be making picks for FightPicks.com before every big fight. So, this is my first one. Now, you're going to click on the link in the description to sign up, or sign up FightPicks.com. Jimmy Smith, all one word, lowercase or uppercase, and sign up. Make picks, compete in tournaments, compete against your friends. It's great for people who think they have a lot of MMA knowledge and want to test it out. So, my picks, UFC Fight Night 148, Thompson versus Pettis. Let's start at the bottom. Barber versus JJ Aldrich. What stands out to me, Barber, 6 fights, 5 finishes. That's an incredible finish percentage for this weight class. Normally, I wouldn't pick a finish in this weight class at all. No way. But she's hot in terms of her streak. She's capable of finishing, and I think she does that against JJ Aldrich. My pick is Barber by KO, second round. Now, it's only her second fight in the UFC, so she's still getting her legs under her, but I think she's coming with a lot of enthusiasm. She's going to want the finish. I think she's going to go for it. Second round, KO, TKO for Barber. Luis Peña, Violent Bob Ross versus Steven Peterson. Luis Peña coming down to 145 pounds. Now, will that cut hurt him? Maybe. He's not the biggest 155-pounder in the world, so I don't think the cut's going to take a lot out of him. Steven Peterson, I called this fight against Brandon Davis in Austin, Texas, and Steven Peterson had trouble with the versatility of Brandon Davis. But, on the other hand, Brandon Davis hit him with everything but the kitchen sink, went home, got a kitchen sink, and then came back and hit him with it, and still couldn't knock him out. Very, very tough customer. He can take a shot. So I think the versatility of Luis Peña gives Steven Peterson a lot of problems, but I don't think Luis Peña gets the knockout. So my pick is Luis Peña by decision. This one's tough. Jussier Formiga versus Davison Figueiredo. Oh, they're both so good. I think Jussier Formiga, I'm giving him the nod just because he's fought better talent in the UFC. Figueiredo, undefeated, great finisher, extremely well-rounded, but I'm giving Formiga the experience edge. And the way I think that will manifest itself, I think Figueiredo will go hard for the knockout, and Jussier Formiga will make him pay with the takedown in his submission game, which is fantastic. So my pick, Jussier Formiga, by submission, third round. I really went back and forth on this one, folks, but that's my pick. Jussier Formiga by submission, third round. John Makdessi versus Jesus Pinedo. I called Pinedo's fight in Argentina. They're both counter-strikers. They both wait for their opponent to initiate, and then they engage. But they're tactically and physically really different. Makdessi, big guy, flat-footed, stocky, strong, waits in the center, and tries to counter with a big shot. Jesus Pinedo, real loosey-goosey, rangy, funky, unorthodox, switch stances, a lot of youthful energy, a lot of enthusiasm, but also a counter-striker. So they're both kind of waiting to counter, but I think Pinedo, A, is going to be a little bit more aggressive against a counter-striker. And number 2, I think his funk and his unorthodox stuff will give Makdessi a hard target. And I think it's going to be a frustrating night for Makdessi. So I'm picking Jesus Pinedo, I think by decision. He's not really a knockout puncher. So I would say Jesus Pinedo by decision. That's my pick. Curtis Blaydes versus Justin Willis. Curtis Blaydes, of course, coming off a very, very disappointing knockout loss against Francis Ngannou. I think he gets back on track with this fight. Justin Willis, of course, stocky, strong, wide, heavy puncher, just beat Mark Hunt. But I think Curtis Blaydes goes back to his bread and butter, which is a takedown. And I think he gets it early, and I think he gets it often. He starts wearing Justin Willis down. I think Curtis Blaydes turns it up in round 2 for a TKO. So Curtis Blaydes, KO, second round. Now the main event, Stephen Thompson versus Anthony Pettis. All the X's and O's go toward Stephen Thompson. Bigger, stronger. It's his weight class. Rangier, outstanding striker, extremely confident, fought in a lot of big fights. Anthony Pettis coming up to 170 pounds. He might have the speed advantage in this, although Thompson is a very, very fast welterweight. But I think it's going to be a stand-up battle. I think that favors Stephen Thompson. Pettis, a great submission game, not a great wrestler. So Stephen Thompson doesn't really have to worry about the takedown very much. The only thing I'm hemming and hawing and going back and forth on is Stephen Thompson's past few fights hasn't been much of a finisher. So will he win by finish? My pick is Stephen Thompson I think he turns it up in this fight. I think he's aware of the criticisms that he doesn't get a finish. This is the perfect guy to kind of turn it up and get a finish on. I think it's Stephen Thompson by KO, third round. That's my pick. Stephen Thompson, KO or TKO, round number 3. That's my pick. So, those are my picks for fightpicks.com. Do me a favor, sign up. Once again, promo code Jimmy Smith, all one word, lowercase or uppercase, or click the link in the description. Enjoy. Hope you have some great fights and hope your picks come out on top.